Alright, you guys, it is Jacob, your favorite Cat 3 with a dad bod. Like I said in my last video, if you haven't seen it, go watch it. I participated in the Texas Police Games. They basically allow almost anyone to participate in this. Active military, retired military, EMS personnel, firemen, retired firemen, basically anyone. Alright, so I signed up for the road race, the mountain bike race, and the gravel race. This is Friday. Wednesday we did the road race, got a win there, barely, I think. Thursday did the mountain bike race, won that, and Friday here we are at the gravel race. Anyway, y'all saw the intro there. We rolled out on this pavement, this FM road, and about, 5 minutes into it, we jump onto this sweet, sweet white chalky gravel. Love this stuff. Anyway, I'm sitting here behind this gentleman here, and yeah, we're just kind of rolling through these country roads. Going into this, I knew it wasn't going to be crazy competitive, but I knew there'd be one or two guys to kind of watch. And so anyway, here about, 7.5 minutes into this, I see a little incline coming. I think we're probably 5 or 6 of us together here, but I see this incline, and I've decided, hey, you know what? I'd rather be the hammer than the nail, so y'all know what I'm going to do. I'm going to attack here and see if I can create some separation. The gentleman right in front of me was in the mountain bike race the day before, and we did the first 2 laps together, and I was able to pull away on the third lap. But here we are. I kind of send it a little bit up this hill, just try to hold really nice even power up this gravel climb to see if I can create any separation. I have the rear camera on, obviously, and so you can see what's happening there. But this effort isn't atrocious, but I definitely wanted to see what I could do. I think it ends up being 4 of us at the top of this climb when it kind of comes together here. And I'll be honest, I was actually kind of surprised that there were 4 of us. I thought there would have been more separation than that even. But basically what ends up happening throughout the race, I end up attacking on basically every incline. Some of them are more attackish than others. Some I just kind of hold like nice even 350, 360 watt power just to see if maybe somebody pops. But I'll just let it play out here and y'all can kind of see what happens. If you look at the map up there in the top right, here in a minute we're going to take a left turn. That's when it's basically all gravel for this lollipop loop you see up there in the top right hand corner. Here at some point, the 3 guys I'm with will start to rotate, and once they start to rotate, I'm kind of just looking at everybody. I don't want to say sizing them up, but I'm kind of sizing them up to see how they feel. I end up at one point, I think they're trying to get me to rotate through, and I don't do it because I'm just still trying to see what the game plan here is. Alright, so the second place guy there, him and I end up riding off here at some point. But yeah, there's us 4 that you see pictured now. Well, 3 and then me behind these guys. But I'm just kind of sitting here on the back seeing what everybody's about. Here in a minute, you're going to see another incline. And even though I'm not totally recovered at all. But yeah, so there I kind of slot to the back, just hang out. But I see another incline coming, and that's when I decide, okay, I will send it again and see what happens that time. When I send it on this paved hill up here, it ends up, I think we dropped the 2 guys in front, and it ends up being just me and the guy in front of me here. The race was down in Maypearl, Texas. What's funny is this is down in Ellis County. I actually grew up in this area, and this is really where I learned to ride bikes, which is ironic because here I am, 20 years later, racing bikes in the Texas Police Games. But back then I only rode road bikes, and gravel was extremely frustrating to me back then. Gravel was not cool 20 years ago. We hated it. Alright, so again, I don't rotate through. I let this guy rotate through, and I can kind of see an incline up ahead. So now I'm planning my attack. And I think I go up the left here from the back. Here we go. Yeah, so I just stay to the left and put in an effort to see if we can create some separation. I didn't actually realize, but there was some separation between me and second. When I went back and watched the rear-facing camera, that's when I was able to see what was actually happening. When I race, I don't really like looking behind me, and so I don't really do it a lot. I just let it play out the way it's going to play out. Now, once I had separation and I knew, you know, I could potentially win the race, that's when I started looking back towards the end to see how much, you know, of a gap I had and how much time and everything. But now you can see the top of this hill. Heart rate's 166, pretty high for this fat kid, but that's all right. We're still just going to keep digging and knowing that hopefully there's separation being created behind us. If you look at the map, we're getting ready to take a left turn here in a minute, and we'll be on some nice gravel. 170 heart rate. That's not good. But if anything I've learned this season, it's actually to suffer a little better than I used to. Alright, so here in a minute, that other guy in the blue jersey is actually going to roll through. And that's when I realize it's just me and him. So when we turn left here in a minute, I start thinking about... I don't want to say I start thinking about. I'm just kind of... I'm going to play it by ear. He appears strong and, you know, is staying with me on some decent efforts. And so I'm definitely not taking it easy. I'll tell you that. I'm doing some work. And so every time, what I start to notice here when we get onto the gravel is that when he is on the front, the efforts are not as hard as mine. My heart rate is recovering quite a bit when he's pulling, and so every time I come through, I think I sustain over 300, you know, while I'm on the front. I think it's around 320-ish is what I maintain. But right here behind him, you know, we're not doing any just atrocious efforts here or anything like that. So I'm just kind of hanging out and waiting to see how he's feeling and what's developing behind us. This was I want to say, it was like a 24-mile loop. Ended up finishing it right in an hour, so just around, no, I take that back, because my average was only 19.9. So I think the race was a little more than an hour. Kudos to him for pointing out some cow poop. Am I going to pull through here? Yeah, alright, so I think I'm pulling through here. And let's just kind of see what kind of effort I do. I think we end up getting a little incline here, so of course I put in a little bit more work on the incline just to make sure we're putting the hurt on everybody else. Yeah, so we're in the 350, 400 range here for a little bit. This is good. Gosh, holding over 400 for a little bit. So this is good. Definitely still working to make sure that we are discouraging anybody that's trying to chase us. Which I don't think there was anyone trying to chase us at this point. So I stay on the front for a little while. Here in a minute, we're going to take a right turn, and we're into this like beautiful, again, it's another gravel road that's like got a large tree canopy, and it was really beautiful getting to ride back there. Just a nice country road. Again, back when I rode bikes out here, we didn't ever ride on these gravel roads because we didn't have tubeless tires back then, and it just, yeah, gravel wasn't cool. So still on the front, not doing anything crazy now. Well, still hit 300, but easing off. The road was rough at points, but honestly, this was pretty nice, smooth gravel. So what ends up happening here in a minute is after we take the right turn, we're going through the canopy. I let him pull through, and I let him sit on the front for a couple minutes. And My plan again was on the next incline just to attack again and see what happens. We'll hang after this right turn. There's another right turn at the bottom of a hill. I didn't realize that because I did not recon the course or really study it other than looking at like some satellite views and some Google Street Views, which there were some, which is impressive for a gravel road. But when the incline comes, I'll attack. And you'll see him in the rear camera. He actually stays with me, and I think I even tap like 900 watts. Well, we crest the hill, it goes down, and it's a sharp right turn. As I'm taking the right turn, I accelerate out of the turn, a little bit of Crit Boy skills, and accelerate again up the hill. There's another incline. It's actually like semi-paved. It's pretty rough. But accelerate there. Well, I didn't know it at the time, but looking at the rear camera, that when he makes that hard right turn at speed, he actually drifts off into the grass. And so a gap got created there. And ultimately, I'm actually able to stick this. I'm able to keep the gap. Looking at the rear camera, the gap was not all that long. You know, there were a few seconds where it actually looks like he's starting to close it. Thankfully, I did glance back a few times and make sure that if he was closing it all, that I was doing an effort to stay away. So here we are hitting 34, 35, 36 miles an hour, 37 on gravel. That's cool. Super just fun, beautiful course again. So you can see that right turn's coming up. I think we're going to fast forward here in a minute. And yeah, I'm going to let him pull through, and then we'll kind of skip that and see where I take over again. Still doing decent amount of power on and off, just make sure we're keeping the pressure on. No coffee today, just water. It's like 90. It's 100. Says it's 101 degrees out here. It is hot in Texas currently. All right. 18:20 in. We fast forward. All right. Now we're like 21 minutes in. Here's that beautiful shaded canopy section. Just really nice. It was still really hot, but it was really, really nice being back down in here. Just enjoyed this section a ton. So I'm sitting on his wheel. Notice my heart rate is down in the low 140s. For a race, that's not real high. Yeah, and so this is the point where I'm kind of starting to realize when he's pulling, we're not working as hard, and I'm thinking it's probably time to try to create some separation, and if I can get a good climb. So again, I'm just playing it by ear, waiting to see what comes up, and I end up getting rewarded here in a little bit with a nice climb. I say a climb, like it's not significant, but it's like a kicker that ends up working pretty good. Man, as I'm recording this, like my computer, not recording it, recording the audio, my computer is super laggy. All right, there's my wattage. So I've pulled through. It looks much better now. I think I try to hold closer to 300 here consistently. I say that as it dips, but we're doing some work. Every time I get to any kind of incline, I really try to apply the power. Again, because that's where people start to hurt, and you just want to continue to maintain that, because that's where you will create separation, whether you want to or not. All right, I think we're coming up on this hill. We'll kind of round this corner up here, and it's gonna get fun. Man, holding good power again. And I'm not necessarily trying to drop him right here or anything like that. I'm just trying to keep the pressure on. Thankfully, I've been doing like 2x20s and stuff like that, FTP efforts, and that really just helps. Apply the pressure and just kind of push through the pain when you need to. But here we are. I mean, we're hitting 400 a few times and just staying on it. Heart rate's 160, so I'm getting closer to threshold. I don't even think I'm looking at heart rate and power, though. I think I just have the map on for the course, and I'm basically racing off of perceived effort. Which, honestly, like, is the best way to go. Because if you're not in first, then you're losing. And if you're losing, you're not winning, and we're here to win. even these races with, like, 10 people in them. Gravel is so hard, not because of the surface, but because of, like, there's no drafting and stuff. Man, it's still hitting 400 watts. So here's the incline. We're gonna tap 600. Now we're getting 700. See if we get 8, 9. I think I saw 914, 920. So yeah, really no separation there. But it turns into pavement here. We hit this downhill, and then we have this hard right turn coming up. If you're watching the rear camera, I barely stay on the road, but he actually goes too wide. I don't realize it, but I continue, to hit 400 watts and do some work up this climb. I am in the red. Heart rate is jacked. Benefit is he doesn't know that. And so he sees separation. He sees that I'm continuing to maintain 350 watts on and off. And so hopefully all I can think is I'm discouraging him from continuing on. I'm trying to make it look like it's easy, even though it's not. Can I get an amen to that? That's the whole point of bike racing, is to make other people think you're not hurting as bad as they are, because there's nothing more demoralizing than that. Preaching it over here. But anyway, we hit this next incline again. I hit 540. I think I'm out of the saddle. Again, I think I look back here, realize there's separation, realize I need to maintain it. So hold over 500 up this climb to make sure that I am discouraging him as much as possible. And then ultimately, I end up sticking this. I stay away. The gap doesn't stay... It stays, just like probably half a minute to a minute here for a while. But by the end, I'm able to dig in a little bit and create, a minute or two of a gap. We're back on the pavement. I've realized this is in the bag, and just maintaining my power all the way here to the finish line. So end up winning the race by a couple minutes. Good time. Awesome course, super fun being kind of short. So I enjoy these short gravel races. Anyway, y'all, thanks for watching my channel. The channel's doing really good right now. I call it the Tulsa Bump. That Tulsa video has almost 21,000 views. I've made like $40 off of it, none of which I've seen yet, because I still haven't hit that $100 threshold for YouTube to actually send me money. But I think we're in the 90s now. We're close to $94 is what we've earned on this channel. If we hit 100, YouTube sends me a check. And y'all will know the first time YouTube pays me any money, I promise. So like the video, subscribe. I got a podium in a local elite mountain bike race last week, and so that video is in the works. It's coming up. It's going to be awesome. And so just enjoying making these fun videos right now. This has been way more fun of an adventure than I thought it would be, making this stupid YouTube channel. Hey, don't forget, shirts are being made. You want a shirt? Place an order. Link is in the bottom. They're awesome. $22, free shipping. So hope y'all enjoyed this. Leave some comments. Do all the things you got to do for YouTube to put me in the algorithm. All right, I'm out of here. Later, y'all.